Once upon a time, there was a street that no map could show. It had no sign, no address. Yet somehow, everyone found their way there one day. Only the very old and the very ill could enter this street. When the time came, a cloak of invisibility was quietly given to them. Once they wore the cloak, a delicate path of light appeared beneath their feet. No one knew where the path led, but it always brought them to this quiet street. The invisibility cloak was no ordinary garment. Those who wore it became invisible. Yet for their loved ones left behind, it felt heavy, silent, and sorrowful. It left behind a glowing trace in their hearts. One night, the cloak of invisibility was quietly offered to Jenny's mother. When she put it on, a luminous path softly stretched beneath her feet. At the end of that path, she became invisible, and Jenny could no longer see her. From that day on, the house fell silent. Her father's gaze seemed to drop to the ground, and he didn't speak. Time grew heavy for him. The hours wouldn't pass, only quiet emotions moved within him. Jenny sometimes didn't eat, sometimes locked away her toys, but no one noticed. She couldn't understand what had happened. She only felt that something was missing. Her mother no longer combed her hair in the mornings. The familiar footsteps in the house were gone. When she asked her father, he gave no answer. And in that silence, Jenny felt herself growing smaller. Worries grew, but she had no words. Every morning, she waited by the window, longing for her mother. One day, she saw a white dove perched outside. Snowflakes were landing gently on its feathers, and yet it didn't move. Jenny didn't know when it had come, but it felt like it had always been there. The elders of the street used to say, when someone puts on the cloak of invisibility, a white dove remains behind. This dove is the symbol of the love, hope, and memories left by the one who's gone. It comes silently, lands on the window, and appears when hearts are most broken. Because some loves don't disappear, they simply change form. Jenny didn't know these words, but she felt them. The dove's presence brought comfort to her, even if just for a moment. One day, while Jenny's father was in the kitchen, the dove tapped its beak gently on the window. Startled, her father looked up and approached, opening the window. The dove began to speak. I've come to this window many times, John. Every morning I perched here with hope. I searched for a voice, a light from inside. But the window remained closed. I know there's deep longing inside you, a heavy sorrow, and you're trying to carry it all alone. But the weight left behind by the cloak becomes lighter when it's shared. Jenny, she's been left in the shadow of that weight. It's a tiny heart, lost in silence. She's by your side, but unable to reach you, just waiting. Maybe hoping today you'll look at her, or one day explain. She doesn't know where her mother has gone. You haven't told her, and she's trying to understand on her own. That's too heavy for a small heart. Children can't grow in silent sorrow. They heal when they can share their feelings. Their path opens with the light shown to them. On this journey, they may need a lightbearer to guide them. Asking for help isn't weakness, John. Sharing the burden lightens it for both you and Jenny. Today, for the first time, you opened the window. But I've always been here. The dove had said all it needed to. It spread its wings and quietly disappeared into the sky, leaving behind a soft breeze and a stirring in the heart. That very moment, Jenny's father slowly walked over to her. He knelt down to her level. Taking a deep breath, he said, "Jenny, did you know there are some places we can't go, and those who are there can't return from? Your mom went to one of those places. She won't be with us anymore. We won't see her or hear her voice, but we can still remember her. When we miss her, we don't have to hide it. We can talk about her. We can look at her photos. I'm very sad too, Jenny. Sometimes I feel lonely. Sometimes I cry because I miss her very much. All of that is okay. I feel just like you do. And if you'd like, we can carry this together." Jenny sat still, tears filling her eyes. Knowing her mother would never return ached deeply. There was a quiet, aching emptiness inside her. But her father's words left a small warmth within it, the warmth of being understood, of knowing she could share her feelings. At that moment, a soft light flowed into the garden from the sky. The light approached Jenny and her father gently, gracefully. And there appeared the lightbearer. They called her this because she came to help children with the light she held. Jenny turned to her. "You came," she whispered. The lightbearer smiled and in a soft voice said, "Dear Jenny, your mother is now in a place we can't reach, but our love, it always reaches her. If your heart warms when you think of her, that's where she is. Right now, you may feel a hollow inside. That's completely natural. Because when we lose someone we love, they leave a space in our hearts. But in time, that space begins to fill with love, with memories, with soft moments where you recall her voice. This is a long journey, Jenny. There will be sad days, moments when you want to stop. But remember, those feelings are all normal. I am with you, and we'll walk this path together." The light-bearer's words sank deep into Jenny's heart. Not everything made perfect sense yet, but now, in the darkness, there was a direction. Just then, the white dove perched on the windowsill again. It silently watched, as if it understood what was happening. Jenny lifted her eyes and approached the window. She and the dove looked at each other. Then the dove gently lifted its wings and flew away, leaving behind a single white feather floating in the air. Jenny caught the feather with care. She held it in her palm, like a secret only the heart could know in that moment. She felt the feather wasn't just from a bird, but a trace sent from her mother. Her eyes filled with tears, but her heart felt strangely warm, because now she understood. Some loves don't disappear, they simply change form. And sometimes, they're hidden in a touch as light as a feather,